Yesterday we talked about how Jesus still called Judas, Judas. Even though he was coming to betray Jesus, Jesus still calls him Judas. Still loves him. Still cares for him. Disappointed? Sure. Love? Yeah, it's still there. So I want to take a look at what happens next. Starting at verse 52 of chapter 22. When Jesus said to the chief priests, the officers of the temple guard, and the elders who had come to get him, "Have you come with swords and clubs to arrest me, as though I were a thief? Day after day I was with you in the temple, but you didn't arrest me. But this is your time, when darkness rules." Jesus isn't dumb. He knows what's happening. He's being arrested in the nighttime is to keep crowd response at a minimum. Maybe those who had come to arrest Jesus were frustrated that Judas brought others with him. Maybe they were some of the others that Judas brought, but the hope was that this could be done under the cloak of darkness, and Jesus names that. All day long you've seen me in the temple, and you wouldn't do it then. But you come now with arms to arrest me. And it's almost as if Jesus is calling out, did you hear what I was teaching? You come to arrest me as if I were a robber, as if I were someone who's going to respond violently. What did you miss about what I was teaching? Or were you not really paying attention? I sometimes wonder if we could hear that as a conviction against us, me, you, all Christians. We think we're defending Jesus, much like the disciple who reached out and pulled the sword. We think that we've heard Jesus, but we forgot to hear what Jesus is sharing. See, Jesus never shared a word of self-defense, of drawing up your arms so that we might continue on the fight. Jesus never endorsed violence. The fact that they thought that Jesus would even respond violently is somewhat laughable. It's almost as if Jesus says, "It's all right. Take me." But they never really listened. Do we? When we read our Bibles, when we read our Gospels in particular, are we paying attention to what Jesus is sharing, or are we paying attention to confirming what we think we already know? Sometimes we treat Scripture that way, as though it's just there to confirm what we've believed all along, rather than discovering something new in it. Maybe that's why that one disciple we read about yesterday is included, who draws their sword and cuts off the slave's ear. Maybe it's a way for us to ask ourselves, are we listening, or are we like the disciple who still relies on the sword, even though he's had Jesus there all along? Maybe he wasn't listening as much as he could have. Maybe we aren't listening as much as we could.